De volta com o controle remoto pela Rede Brasil de televisão e agora sim, vamos continuar assistindo o quadro Fora do Ar, que revela os bastidores de Jornada nas Estrelas. A segunda parte. Roda aí.
This is 13 years ago. The Enterprise. And its commander, Captain Christopher Pike.
We were running short of scripts, and I used to watch the progress of the scripts through the story and teleplay procedure. I realized that we would soon be out of scripts to film, and if something didn't occur, we'd have to, quote, shut down, unquote. Oh my God, what a terrible thing to even contemplate. But that's what was going to happen. And at that time, I went to Gene, and I don't know whether he knew it was coming or not. I said, Gene, either you write what he described as the envelope, or we shut down.
Well, that was a job and a half. I worked on it very, very hard to try and put new stuff with old stuff, because we couldn't waste that first pilot. So Gene said, make it work. It was a really tough job, and one of the toughest jobs I think I've had.
Mr. Spock had related to us your strength of will.
We need the breathing space that 2 finished scripts can give us so we can get the rest of our shows done, writing and into production. He could not face the issue, and he went home and he stayed in the office and he wrote for I don't remember how many days it was, and he was delivered of the sandwich episodes. And we had 2 more scripts that we could use, and we made it. We came within a week of failing to meet our air date. And that happened time after time that first season.
Khan is my name.
Khan, nothing else.
Khan.
The original episode that I had the pleasure of, which I had the pleasure to work, Space Seed, God, so many years ago, I remember as being rather intimate. I remember having a very good eye-to-eye contact with Bill Shatner. The atmosphere was very pleasant. The text seemed to me that it was ahead of its time. It was interesting to do.
Captain, although your abilities intrigue me, you are quite honestly inferior, mentally, physically. In fact, I am surprised how little improvement there has been in human evolution. Oh, there has been technical advancement, but how little man himself has changed.
Khan was a Superman, really. Superior strength, superior intellect. When it came to love, love became a very simple, beautiful thing to him. And that's what I found fascinating about the man. I have played many, many different kinds of roles, because after I left MGM, I was left alone to fend by myself and support my family. So I had to do all kinds of things, including I did any number of television appearances. In every time, I portray a character never thinking that if he's a gangster or a killer, never thinking he's evil. I'm sure that the worst criminal in the world doesn't think of himself as being evil. I think perhaps I was able to achieve a certain, if not vulnerability, at least some kind of humanity in the character.
You must excuse my whimsical way of fetching you here. But when I saw you passing by, I simply could not resist.
Well, I got a call from Gene Coon, and I didn't know him. And I wondered, what is this guy calling me for? And he informed me that he had a part for me, but he wanted to talk to me first, because there was a fellow by the name of Joe Agosta who was the casting, and he didn't think I could do it. He said, Bill Campbell is a tough guy from New Jersey, and he's done a lot of war pictures, Battle Cry, The Naked and the Dead, and things like that. He said, but I don't see him in this part. He sends me the script, and I started reading it, and I said, holy Christ. I mean, this is a great role, actor's dream. I digested it that night. I practically knew it by heart.
If it's fighting that you want, you may have it.
Are you challenging me to a duel?
If you have the courage.
Oh, this is better than I'd planned. I shall not shirk an affair of honor.
Of all the things I've done, and I won't say one is better than the other, but in that group, of all the series I've done, the Star Trek episodes are the most fun. In my lifetime, I will never have another part like the Squire. Never.
One day soon, man is going to be able to harness incredible energies, maybe even the atom. Energies that could ultimately hurl us to other worlds in some sort of spaceship.
I think City on the Edge of Forever was another very poetic, wonderful script by Harlan Ellison, which I thought was very special, very good. Great love story for Bill Shatner with Joan Collins. And a script that did not have a happy ending. His love dies, and he has to let it happen. Tragic ending, in which he finally, I think his final line is, let's get the hell out of here. It was good tragedy, if there is such a thing. Good dramatic construction, where the tragic event is inevitable, has to happen. And well written and well produced and directed.
I believe it was written that way. The awe that it engendered wasn't. You know, we all were suitably impressed, and I just remember that setup where the three of them jumped through the hoop, so to speak, and disappeared into the past, or, you know, or possibly the future. It was an amazing moment. I imagine it came from the set description, but it was an odd-looking thing. We called it, I think we called it the donut. And it was very mysterious looking, and you know, you could really believe, for the first time I felt, that this is a true science fiction show. It had, but that episode had everything, and it is rightfully so the belief by most of the fans that it was the best episode of the whole 3 years of the series.
Spark, I believe I'm in love with Edith Keeler.
Jim, Edith Keeler must die.
The best episodes of Star Trek reached for a universal something that resonated, a feeling that we all have. And there, everybody's had the feeling, gosh, I wish I could go back and fix that. And of course you can't. And regret is the worst of human emotions because there's nothing you can do about it. So there we went back in time and tried to do something about it.
No, Jim!
Ó, você confere Jornada nas Estrelas todas as segundas-feiras, às 9 da noite, em Super Séries, só aqui na Rede Brasil de Televisão. E agora, roda aí pra gente os vídeos mais engraçados que circulam na internet.
Go, Tiesto. Well. Tiesto.
E você aí de casa tem um vídeo curioso? Mande aqui para o Controle Remoto. Se o seu vídeo for exibido, você fatura um kit exclusivo do nosso programa com boné, camiseta e ingresso de cinema. Combinado? Eu vou para um rápido intervalo, mas daqui a pouco tem muito mais aqui no Controle Remoto. Até já!